Whoops. Welcome back to attribute training, guys. Today it's time for fight! Today we're going to go over Filipino martial arts. So you're going to learn different ways of using various weapons, but we're also going to go over how they translate into the open hand. Now there's something very important to remember. I'm not too likely to get into a confrontation if I'm clearly holding a stick or a dagger or any sort of weapon at all. But these attributes can be translated very efficiently to the open hand. The Filipino martial arts are really known for how effective they are in combat. That's why military has been using Filipino martial arts for so long. History lesson!
As early as the 1500s, Filipino slaves did the fighting for the Spanish army. 80% of the Spanish army was Filipino at that time. Though Filipino traditions are mostly passed down orally, the first documentation of Filipinos using their weapons in warfare happened in no other than Morro Bay, California in October of the late 1580s. It wasn't until the 1860s of which America came into the Philippines and was able to share this art with the rest of the world.
I think it's fair to say that if I started striking this tree as hard as I couldn't do that forever. It would cause a little bit of harm to my body. However, if I'm using a stick, I can do this all day. In fact, it will kind of hurt the tree. So by using the stick, I'm learning attributes of the hand in order to make sure that I'm efficient, but it costs me less body impact.
Today we will defend 5 angles of attack. The number 1 strike goes to the left side of the head. The number 2 strike goes to the right side of the head. Number 3 and a 4 go to the right and left side of the body. And the number 5 is a straight strike towards the midsection.
The number 1 quadrant is coming at the left side of my head. So just like this, everything that I do, whether it's with a stick or with an open hand, is going to remain the same. It just depends on what's in my hand. When it's with a stick, it's super simple. I come over the top, stick, hand, and then I'm able to do strikes. However, if this was the blade, I would do the same thing. And even with no weapons at all. The attributes of a number 1 defense are as follows. Block, check, strike. Block, check, strike. Okay. If I was to mirror you guys, if I'm going to defend the number 1 attack, it's coming at the left side of my head. So my stick goes across my body, blocking the weapon. My cover hand comes over the top. That's very important. This opens up what's down low for a counter to the body. With the blade, I don't need to change anything. I simply cut the wrist, cut the body. Cut the wrist, cut the body. With open hand, I might destroy that arm as it's coming at me. So I can make a middle knuckle, collapse the arm, go with a chop. I might even go with a hammer fist or a back knuckle. But you notice the movements remain exactly the same. That's what's cool about this. Let's move on to number 2. And numero 2 is the same thing. He's coming with a backhanded strike, so it gives me the opportunity to take his back. With the stick, I block the stick, check the hand, and add my counters. With the blade, cut, control, do what I have to do. And with the open hand, it's the same thing. I can even go into an armbar. World is yours. The number 2 attributes. Block, check, strike. Block, check, strike. Since the strike is coming from behind me now, I'm actually going to switch my stance so I'm always facing the weapon. So I'm going to go stick on stick yet again. Step forward, hand on hand, and I add my counters from there. Flip the stick, block the hand, bash him in the moneymaker. Flip the stick. And it's exactly the same with the knife. Slash, check, slash again. Slash, check, slash again. With the open hand, you have a lot more options because you have more striking surfaces, whereas on a blade, you only have one, the blade. So after I do my block and my check, I can do a hammer fist, I can do a punch, I can do an elbow. The attributes kind of remain the same. Oh, but what if they throw a number 3 to the leg? That's a great question, and I'm super glad you asked it, but I think the answer is going to remain the same. Stick goes down, check the stick, check the hand. The knife, check the wrist, check the hand. And with nothing, check the hand, check the hand. And the number 3. Block, check, strike. Notice my check hand goes underneath on this one. That's the main difference. Block, check, strike. But the general gist stays the same. The number 3 strike is coming to the leg. So I dip my weapon first to create a wall. This time, since my stick is pointing down, my cover hand is down. This opens up the top for my counters. Like so. It's got to go towards my leg. One. When he's coming at me with the number 4, theoretically it would be a little lower, but this is the best we can do with his arm and a jacket attached by a drawstring. Yeah, I'm making it happen over here. I'm going to switch my base in place. Similar with the knife. Same motion with the open hand. Number 4, block, check, strike. Block, check, strike with the stance switcheroo. Just like the number 2, the number 4 is coming at my blind side. So I have to switch my stance again. Step back, I step forward, smack it down, and then I'm allowed to do my counters from there. This one's pretty simple. Knife, I do the same motion, but I hold on to the arm so I can cut the wrist. Stab, got him. That's when you run home, lock the door, and don't tell anyone what happened. Many of you black belts know this from slashing Kovar. Step back, smack down, and add a counter. So their punch or their strike gets pulled down, and they end up falling their jugular windpipe area thing into a nice big smashy smash. For the sake of not being redundant, we're going to do something a little different from the 5. Remember, this is coming to the midsection. If he's throwing a 5 to the midsection, I step away. I push the stick or the weapon out of the way, and I feed it into a strike to the hand with my stick. And there I counter. Blade to blade, it's the same thing. I simply step back, but this time, I cut the wrist. Then I step into the outside and do what I have to do. A little less sophisticated for the open hand, but still a fun one. We're going to pull into an arm drag. Weapon hand is going to go on top. It's the most important thing to remember. Weapon hand goes on bottom, I hit my own hand. If that was a blade, I can only make that mistake twice. And number 5, block, check, strike. Simultaneously. Block, check, strike, strike. Block, check, strike, strike. Try saying that 5 times fast. Step away, stick on top, simultaneously hand goes onto the bottom. Add my count. Wuss. And that concludes another episode of Attribute Training, guys. Man, I swear he just waits for me to start talking so he can do that. I'll see you later. Contrary to popular belief, I am a professional in this craft. Yo, what's happening, Dojo streamers? If you like today's video, don't be shy about it. Hit the like button, leave us a comment what kind of styles of martial arts you want to train with next. But if you really want to help us out, like really, then punch that subscribe button. That would make sure to... Oh yeah!